Hey everyone, and welcome back to part 9 of our Travel Diary Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you riding shotgun again. Today, I'm going to be your local guide through some of India's most vivid, jaw-dropping geographical and cultural contrasts. We are going to hike up into the dizzying thin air of high-altitude strongholds, and then descend all the way down into the soul-cleansing depths of peaceful river valleys. If you're a history enthusiast like me, you are going to love how we unpack the deep connections between daily life, ancient religious devotion, and the architectural marvels left behind by massive empires. Let's get right into it.
So, I've got a question for you. Where in the world do ancient gods get daily military salutes? It's a fascinating regional secret that most visitors completely miss when they travel along the Betwa River. Usually when we think of spiritual practices, we picture quiet meditation or peaceful sacred water rituals. But what if I told you there's a spot where divinity is actually met with the sharp, crisp crack of a military salute? Keep that in the back of your mind, because the answer reveals a ton about how temporal power and ancient faith intertwine here.
Here's our itinerary for today's explainer. We're starting with Orchha's rivers and royal gods, moving up to the high altitudes of Pelling and Shimla, storming the Gwalior fortress, and wrapping up with Nashik's sacred waters and modern vines.
All right, Section 1, Orchha, Rivers and Royal Gods. Right on the banks of the Betwa River, the rulers of the Bundela Kingdom, who made this area their capital way back in the 16th and 17th centuries, really wanted to show off their immense temporal power. And they did it through massive architectural evolution. Take the Jahangir Mahal. This thing is a staggering achievement. It was built in exactly 1 year. 1 year! And just to host a visiting Mughal emperor. It features 132 rooms spread across 3 distinct floors. Then just nearby you have the Raja Mahal, where courtly refinement is on full display, with these incredibly detailed, beautifully preserved frescoes decorating the walls and ceilings. But the absolute standout in Orchha is the Ram Raja Temple, which actually answers our opening question. This is literally the only temple in India where Rama is venerated as a king, rather than just a deity. And because he's considered royalty, every single day he receives full military honors from uniformed guards. It's such a wildly unique custom, perfectly blending deep spiritual devotion with very real military authority.
Moving right along to Part 2, High Altitudes, Pelling and Shimla.
Okay, let's leave those peaceful river valleys behind and head way up into the thin mountain air, where the dramatic geography completely transforms how people live. Looking out from the village of Pelling in western Sikkim, you are just absolutely dwarfed by Kanchenjunga. It stands at a staggering 8,586 meters. That makes it the 3rd highest mountain in the entire world, towering majestically above these beautiful, cloud-enveloped rhododendron forests. Up here at 2,000 meters, local history gives us a really stark contrast. On one hand, Pelling hosts the Pema Monastery, which dates back to 1705 and is reserved for Buddhist monks of pure Tibetan descent. But then, literally just a few kilometers away, you stumble upon the ruins of Rabdense, a former capital absolutely destroyed in 1814 during the Nepalese invasion. It's a profound juxtaposition, right? You have the peaceful spiritual practices of ascetic monks living directly next to the violent, shattered remnants of military history.
Ascending even further to 2,200 meters, we hit Shimla. Wrapped in this almost constant, mysterious fog, this ancient mountain city is where the British used to take refuge just to escape the punishing heat of the plains. To get up there, the English carved a historic colonial railway straight through solid mountain rock. We're talking 102 tunnels. It remains one of the most spectacular and honestly dizzying train journeys you can take in the entire country.
Shimla gives us a really fascinating look at the hill station lifestyle. Down along the misty Main Street, that colonial architecture is kept completely intact. But if you look up, you'll see troops of monkeys territorially ruling the city's highest rooftops. You definitely want to watch your belongings around those guys. Higher still, a Hindu temple featuring a gigantic sacred statue watches over the whole valley. Meanwhile, down below in the traditional markets, daily life is just bursting with regional culinary flavors. Imagine smelling those vibrant aromatic spices while sipping a hot brew from the local tea stalls. It's this perfectly bustling snapshot of regional mountain life, deeply woven with ancient religious devotion.
Section 3, Gwalior, the impregnable mountain fortress.
Now, to really grasp the historical significance of medieval defense structures, you just have to look at the sheer ascent of Gwalior. Approaching the base, the first thing you hit are these incredible Jain statues, some of them 15 meters tall, carved directly into the sandstone rock. From there, you have to hike up incredibly steep ramps, rising 100 meters above the plain, passing right over ancient underground prisons.
Finally, you breach the impregnable 15th century palace walls. The construction techniques here are wild. They used seamlessly interlocking sandstone blocks specifically designed to just shrug off heavy cannon fire. Standing up there, looking down, you instantly realize why this stronghold was basically untouchable.
This also brings us to a striking architectural evolution. Remember earlier in the river valleys of Orchha, we saw the Raja Mahal with those delicate, refined, courtly murals? Well, up here in the 15th century Gwalior fortress, the vibe shifts dramatically to project raw military power. These imposing walls enclose palaces decorated with bright, intricate turquoise and yellow ceramic tiles. And while the Mansingh Palace inside does have its own frescoed rooms, they are bolder and way more robust than Orcha's delicate art. Standing right alongside the finely carved medieval columns of the Saz-Bahu temples, it's a massive shift from delicate valley refinement to bold mountain fortitude.
Part 4. Nashik, Sacred Waters of Godavari.
Descending from those impregnable sandstone heights, we head back to the water, arriving at the sacred banks of the Godavari River in Nashik. The deep religious devotion here revolves around a really captivating local legend. According to mythology, a single drop of the nectar of immortality fell right here at the Ram Kund Ghat. Because of that immortal drop, every 12 years, Nashik hosts the Kumbh Mela. When you try to wrap your head around the traffic logistics of millions of pilgrims gathering to immerse themselves all at once, it's just a total mind-bender. Even today, faithful travelers arrive from all corners of India to bathe in the sacred ghats, seeking spiritual cleansing and believing these specific waters can literally wash away the sins of entire lifetimes.
And finally, Part 5, Nashik, Ancient Shrines, Modern Vines.
But Nashik actually holds a really cool regional secret. It's amazing to see how a single day unfolds here, showing off this fascinating modern duality. In the morning, you're witnessing thousands of years of tradition with those spiritual bathing rituals down at the sacred ghats. But by the evening, the experience completely flips. The surrounding hills host modern vineyards that produce a huge chunk of India's wine. You can literally go from washing away sins at dawn to enjoying modern wine tastings and fantastic regional culinary flavors at dusk. In a country where viticulture is still kinda new, having ancient temples standing right next to modern winery production makes for an absolutely unique blend of tradition and innovation.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If a landscape can maintain such deep, ancient spiritual roots in the morning, yet embrace such modern agricultural innovation by the evening, the future of India's ancient heart is bound to be full of surprises. Thank you so much for joining this 9th entry of our Travel Diary Explainer. I really hope this has given you a fresh perspective on the architecture, the dramatic geography, and the profound daily life of this incredible country. See you on the next one, where we'll discover even more of India's endless contrasts.